Peace. This is a Beat Potato Sorcery production starring myself, the Water Alchemist, and today's topic for the occult family is Reactionary Occultists. I'm going to illustrate some horrible things that took place just this past Monday, which, as many of you all know, this was the eclipse. And I hope that this also serves as a lesson as well. So, on this so called eclipse that was had on Monday, there was a mentally unstable woman who was a content influencer and a so-called recording artist, and her name is Danielle Johnson, but to her followers she was known as Danielle Ayoka, and she also had the Etsy store Rich Girl Magic. Now, she had a very powerful following, but she did something very horrible since she was under the impression that the eclipse would signal the end of the world. So what she did was she stabbed her boyfriend and took his life. She threw her 9-year-old daughter out of a vehicle that she was driving at 100 miles an hour, and she took the life of her infant daughter. And she said in uppercase letters, "You have a choice. This is the apocalypse," and just ramblings of a mentally disturbed woman. And most people would say, well, that's because she was influenced by demons. Let me say this. Okay, Trox, how you want to do this? You want me to maul you now, or you want me to wait until I get all this out of my system? Okay, we'll wait just a little bit longer. So, one of the persons that basically had handled the case, David Swanson, and you can see this story on Fox 11. That's in Los Angeles. So you can see it there. And again, it's about astrology influencer, and she took the lives of her loved ones. And like I said, whether you be Christian, Muslim, Jewish, or occultist, know this. You can be mentally unstable, and it has very little to do with your spiritual affiliation. But most occultists, this is why they discourage people with these type of issues practicing magic. Because sometimes this is like these are things that can happen. And I'm looking at the trogs. Stephen A. Smith from First Take, he got his 3D glasses. A lot of supermarkets sold out of them glasses. In Michigan, do you know that there were 350 people that got married during the eclipse? And let me explain something about the eclipse, because obviously this poor tortured soul didn't understand it. Whatever happens internally to the person that practices magic, if there's a particular sentiment by the collective, the physical world will merely reflect it. And they searched her house. They found feathers and altars and religious figurines or whatever. And she was selling audios of herself because allegedly her voice would help heal you. So, and most people, and I checked the comments, and they were saying, oh, well, see, tarot cards, they have demons with them. No, tarot cards don't try. Now I'm going to maul you, okay? Wait for it. All tarot cards are, they are helping you with tapping in to your higher consciousness, your holy guardian angel. That's it. Demons don't have anything to do with it. You can use it as a tool to connect to angels or demons, but it's not like you get them and then some demons like some genie and it's going to pop out. And I feel so bad because a 9-year-old daughter who was thrown out of a window by her own mother, and her mother took her own life when she crashed her vehicle. This daughter's still alive. So guess what? Someone's going to have to explain to this poor baby, her little sister, gone. Her mother, gone. She's healing from broken bones. So now Child Protective Services is in. What's going to happen to her? Plus, she's going to have assistance with her trauma. And all this caused by somebody who was sick. And I'm putting it nicely because I don't like when things are done to children. And it reminds me of the movie Dogma, 1999, with Ben Affleck and Matt Damon. And it shows what happens when you're not careful. And Ben Affleck and Matt Damon were allegedly fallen angels. And Matt Damon's character said, wait a minute, I've heard a rant like this before. You sound like the Morning Star. And it talks about with Chris Rock's character, who also was an angel. He said the problem with humanity, they took a good idea and they ruined it. It was never supposed to be about religion, because what came with religion was the wars. And if you meet many of the Christians or Muslims and you talk to them, anything outside of their ideological strata, they ain't trying to hear it. And so you look at it, this woman missed the occult with religion, and even on her page, the apocalypse, you have a choice. Anyone that tells you about an apocalypse, how would they know? No one knows really the beginning of this planet or the multiverses, and no one is going to know its end. Period. Point blank. And for the Christians who would be like, see, this is further evidence. We in the end times and Satan took her out. She took her out. Got it? And she took innocent lives with her. Got it? Say it with me, Trogs. So many of these occultists, they become as reactionary as the people that they say that they detest. But where did they get that from? They got that from the religious right, whether it be Christian or Muslim. And I've seen it all before, whether it was Danielle Johnson Ayoka, I've seen it with Jim Jones, I've seen it. And it never ends well. The worst thing in the world is to become the very thing that you fight against. Again, reactionary occultists. How can we be such a thing when we're supposed to be arcane revolutionaries? So let that sink in. And for the trogs, I know I'm somewhat late because I was teaching class and I love and appreciate all my students. But don't try to use that tragedy to justify your beliefs. Because over here, we ain't justifying what that woman did to innocent people. So with that, that is your meat and potato sorcery for the day. I am the Water Alchemist. Be water, my friends. Peace.